5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Greetings to you wherever you are in the world, joining the NILESA in New York City to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. It's amazing. My name is Olivier Caudron, and I have the privilege of being your MC for today. To our distinguished guests, partners, and members, welcome, a warm welcome. Thank you for joining us and celebrate all together. Before we begin our journey with NILESA, I have some Zoom etiquette to share with you, some Zoom rules. So the first one is please ensure that you are on mute. You have to check on the left side, on the bottom left side of your screen, there is a microphone. You just click on it, and so you will be mute. Note that this event will be recorded and posted on NILESA social media platform. If you do not wish to have your picture in our published materials, please ensure you have deactivated the video option. And so the video option is on the bottom left side, just next to the microphone. You have a camera, and so you can turn it off, and so you are sure that your picture won't appear. And the last rule, the chat box is active for any comments. So we would like to hear from you. Please feel free. I see that you already started, and some of you already send me some messages. Thank you so much. Keep going, guys. What we would like you also to share with us is to post your name, organization, and where you are Zooming from. So we will have some memories to know where we are. For instance, I'm not in New York, I'm in Valencia, Spain. So we want to know where you are, guys. I invite you now to sit back and enjoy the journey that the Steering Committee 2021 organized for you, for us all. Let's start with a reminder about who and what NILESA stands for. NILESA stands for New York Local Expatriate Spouses Association, uniting and supporting UN spouses in all areas of relocation to and around New York. To continue, I will give the floor to a person who generously and with energy leads the association since last March. I introduce NILESA Chair for 2021, Ms. Soraya King.
Thank you, Olivier, for that rounding introduction. On behalf of SE for 2021, we give you a big hearty welcome to New York and our 10-year anniversary celebration. Members of NILESA, distinguished guests, our partners, it is my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Interim HR Director for UNICEF, Ms. Gillian Millsop. Ms. Millsop represents one of NILESA's longest consistent partners. Currently, UNICEF spouses make up 1/3 of NILESA's members. They are a key partner to NILESA, past, present, and future. Ms. Gillian Millsop, over to you.
Thank you so much, Soraya. Well, a very warm good morning, colleagues. And thank you so much for the invitation to participate in this very special occasion, celebrating NILESA's 10th anniversary. It's my honor and privilege to join you and speak with you today on behalf of UNICEF, recognizing NILESA's crucial role in supporting UN staff, spouses, and partners. And I was interested to see you have such an international group calling in from all around the world to join the 10th anniversary. UNICEF actively works to provide a range of career support and development programs to spouses and partners of international professional staff. A key means through which we achieve this is working closely with UN local expatriate spouses associations such as NYLESA. UNICEF has worked to support staff spouses for many years and has been very supportive of NYLESA since it was established. When international professional staff arrive in New York, we always recommend that their spouses join NYLESA. In September 2019, UNICEF launched the Spouse Career Support Program, which provides a range of career support and development initiatives to spouses and partners of UNICEF international professional staff. Through this program, we've provided free career webinars for NYLESA members where available, excuse me, covering career management, writing effective applications and assessment and interview skills. Between 2019 and 2020, UNICEF supported approximately 100 NYLESA members with career support webinars. Before the pandemic, UNICEF offered a free and fully equipped conference room once a week in the Division of Human Resources for NYLESA members to use for meetings. We also provided a room at UNICEF House for NYLESA's annual general meetings, and we hope that we can continue doing this as we're able to start meeting face to face. Moreover, DHR's Chief of Talent Acquisition was an active participant in the annual general meetings, and he also provided regular guidance to the NYLESA chair on a range of issues relevant to spouses. Going forward, UNICEF remains committed to its partnership with NYLESA and will actively explore new and innovative ways to support your association. For example, in 2022, UNICEF will expand its spouse career support program by partnering with other UN agencies to promote spouse career support and employment. We know how hard your volunteers work and the very important role NYLESA plays in supporting spouses and partners as they deal with the challenges of integrating into life in New York and exploring job opportunities. UNICEF therefore looks forward to continuing to champion your association and actively support your mission. Once again, thank you so much for this opportunity to join you in celebrating your achievements over the past 10 years. Thank you so much.
Director Gillian Millsap, thank you for your kind words, for this beautiful speech, for your support, and for UNICEF's support of spouses globally. Finger crossed that in 10 years, we will all together celebrating the 20-year anniversary of NYLESA. Thank you. Without further ado, let's take this journey together into the last 10 years of NYLESA. Be ready for a nice video.
So that was us popping the champagne outside the office where we signed the bylaws in 2011. But that was then. Let's see how far we've come now. Do we have Egypt? It all started with a group of friends and like-minded people drinking coffee in one of Manhattan's Ionic coffee shops. They all had one thing in common. They were all accompanying spouses of a UN employee. They met on a regular basis and put together a plan of action that would address the needs of accompanying spouses and their families.
I remember when we first moved to New York in 2009. I was nervous and anxious like anyone else. This phase lasted for a year and a half before I felt comfortable and at home in the city. This made me feel that there are many others who come to the city and go.
And are we having a problem with the video?
This inspired me, and many
You don't see it?
No, we don't see it.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's in my screen. Let me try again.
Actually, I can see it from my mobile phone, so maybe it
Yeah,
works for some other people or not.
We can
Me too.
see and hear.
No, we can see. I can see it.
Sound and video is good.
Yeah,
Jimena,
I can see it too. Yeah.
Okay, should we proceed then?
Yeah, carry on.
Or start over?
I think just start over if you don't mind. Just redoing the video. It's only a couple of minutes. The sound is not good according to some. Right, okay, now we can see everything.
So that was us popping the champagne outside the office where we signed the bylaws in 2011. But that was then. Let's see how far we've come now. It all started with a group of friends and like-minded people drinking coffee in one of Manhattan's Ionic coffee shops. They all had one thing in common. They were all accompanying spouses of a UN employee. They met on a regular basis and put together a plan of action that would address the needs of accompanying spouses and their families.
I remember when we first moved to New York in 2009. I was nervous and anxious like anyone else. This phase lasted for a year and a half before I felt comfortable and at home in the city. This made me feel that there are many others who come to the city and go through the same phase, and this inspired me. And many of the others who were a part of making this organization. It was a seed that was sown by the first group of volunteers who saw the need for an organization like this.
NYLESA bylaws were signed off on 2nd of May 2011. Fortunately, we had got great help and approval from the UN Rural Career Staff Mobility Program and our UNDP focal point in New York. However, to get NYLESA officially running, we needed the commencement steering committee to organize the first annual general meeting, before members were leaving for their summer holidays in June. At that point, we had only 7 active spouses, as the preparatory process had been long and laborious, which meant urgent membership drive. Anyway, by June 10th, everything was done, and we were happy and relieved to be able to run NYLESA.
Most of the spouses who had come to New York along with the UN staff are all highly qualified and professionals in their career. I myself had difficulties when I reached New York City, so that was my main motive, and we started this career support group.
Career support was identified as one of the main purposes of NYLESA and remains a core priority 10 years later. Ravi started a career support program by meeting human resources staff of various UN organizations to explore a number of themes, including temporary posts, employment authorization, applying for jobs and consultancies, and networking and information sharing. With that solid foundation of support and continuous updated career-related and skill training workshops, resources are available for members who are interested in pursuing their careers within the UN and corporate America.
I want to thank this year the business fair that was made through the career table. It got me the opportunity to promote my business, Yoga with Lily.
Been working as a consultant, pretty much non-stop since then, and I'm doing it now in Geneva, and it was all just because I went to a NYLESA career table. It was very fortuitous for me, but I know other people have made very good contacts through similar events, so it's another good reason to join NYLESA, I think.
We had lots of meetings with different UN focal points, starting here at the Secretariat. We had meetings at the Office of the Human Resource Management. We had meetings at UNDP, Human Resources. We had meetings at UNFPA. We had meetings at UN Women, UNICEF. Yeah. Well, so you name it, we've been there.
In addition to Human Resources focal points, other departments have been important partners for career support. For example, the Visa Committee provides updated information about how to apply for a work permit through workshops, information sessions, and a help desk function.
I admire the work you do, and the Host Country Immigration Support Services is very proud to align itself with NYLESA. So we are here for the spouses. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to relay it to us.
NYLESA collaborates with other external partners, organizing career seminar, workshops, and consultations on taxes, career guidance, employment opportunities, entrepreneurship, and business development.
Peer support is a unique benefit for NYLESA members.
And I started the career coaching group program in 2019 when I arrived in New York. It was such a great opportunity to share everything that I learned, and I was so happy when the first member got a new job.
The members were organizing meetups covering all kinds of topics, and they shared a lot of their own experience and advices to us, which is really helpful. So when you have a group of people working together and supporting each other, it just makes the whole process so much easier. I'm really grateful that I finally landed a job in the UN system, and this couldn't be done without NYLESA.
The organization, it has made my life much easier here in New York. Got a lot of information. I have taken advantage of different language tables, trying to improve my English.
What is NYLESA for you in one word?
In 3 words,
okay.
My extended family.
Other members share similar positive impressions about NYLESA, regardless how long they have been in New York.
I've been in New York only a month. Before coming here, was contact NYLESA so that I could be integrated in this community, that it's really helpful to make you comfortable in your new environment.
Support, it means fun, and it means diversity.
Ever since I've been a member of NYLESA, and it's like my home away from home.
Welcoming.
For me, NYLESA is my family here in New York.
The first contacts here in New York, a lot of information, friends, and activity to do together.
NYLESA was originally set up under the UN's Dual Mobility Programme, aiming to support spouses to find work in their new duty station. However, the needs of UN spouses are much wider than career support.
It's not because the spouse fails to settle in, it's because that they don't get the support they need to be successful in the new environment. I tried to expand it to look at what people need to actually feel at home in their new environment. So I guess I took a bit of a psychological perspective on that. And so we did things like social gatherings that continue to this day, like your coffee gathering and your cocktail gathering, just to get people meeting and networking.
I'm working here, I'm on contract, and we're having 2 children to care. You find yourself actually quite isolated, and sometimes those coffee mornings were probably the only space I actually got to get out of the apartment at the time.
At the heart of NYLESA are events and activities organized by members for members. Over the past 10 years, NYLESA has organized over 800 social events, from coffee to cocktail gatherings, to New York exploration, with visits to the museums, art galleries, historic walks, and food crawls through the language and culture tables, to share and learn from the multinationality and multicultural of the NYLESA community.
I like to organize events about French culture,
French traditions, and the French table, it's not open only for French people or Francophone, but also for lovers of French culture or people who's learning French.
We also have fun activities for the family and also do events tour outreach to the new families to UN in New York.
Support Group was founded in November 2017 for members to share with members their real-life experience in New York. Revived with #conversation during the pandemic 2020, this group provided members with a space to talk and mutual support. The podcast Let's Talk About It is a series of informal conversation that dares to talk about subject matters that might be both topical and not easy to talk about. Hosted by Olivia and Soraya, built on the podcast recordings by Martin and Zain, which offered information and tips on life in New York City.
With the unprecedented COVID situation in 2020, our team managed to organize a number of activities, online and offline, for NYLESA. That just shows how talented and resourceful our members are.
Communication has been an important part of NYLESA from the beginning. Throughout the last 10 years, communication team pushed boundaries with their creativity, always finding new and better ways to communicate and engage with members.
Because of my communication background, I support NYLESA with branding, website, and outreach. NYLESA is a volunteer-run organization, but we have enough talents to make it professional, not only in the look and feel, but in everything we do.
Write a word which represents NYLESA for you in 2020. So we see the connection, helpful, altruism, support, family, friendship, community, care, helpful, welcoming, yes, joy.
And whilst you have many family and friends in your home country and you absolutely treasure them, but they don't have that inside knowledge that your NYLESA colleagues have.
But to me, it was really pushing me outside of my comfort zone, and I think it worked. And it was a very nice experience, and I think I learned a lot, and it was very useful to me also for my job now.
The pandemic will be over. NYLESA will still be there, and your involvement will still help you to get a job, maybe to enjoy New York, which is important, and sharing your own experience.
NYLESA for me was so important when I arrived here, to have people to see in person, to have an idea what we can do here as fresh arrivals.
Besides finding a job, for me, even being part of NYLESA was part of a career development, because how you put at service your not only your knowledge, but some kind of soft skills and strength that helps the community.
One thing I miss a lot from New York is this family in NYLESA.
Basically, everything about it is good. At least I get to go out now more frequently, get to know people, get to, kind of mingle with people.
My abiding memories are the happy ones, the Ikebana and the book clubs and all the happy, fun things that we do. But I've also been there and tried to support colleagues and fellow spouses who marriages have failed, or have lost a child, or have had some major tragedy happen in their life. And imagine going through all of that if you didn't have a friend here.
I think New York could be a lonely place if you don't reach out and join the community. And NYLESA is the perfect community for UN spouses.
Wow, what an incredible journey. And to think it all started over coffee. A journey with so many achievements. But wait, we are not done yet. All of what we have achieved could not have been done without partnerships with the UN agencies and externally with locally based institutions. Here are a few insights from some of our partners. Representing UNDP, please welcome HR Director David Bearfield. We asked David how important NYLESA is to UNDP and also how best it is to collaborate in the future with UN and NYLESA. Over to you, David. I'm assuming David is here. Do we have David? I don't see, I know David had might still be in a meeting. So if we can move to the next speaker and maybe David can join us when he comes in. Right. Jorge Chedick, former director of UNDP and a strong ally and advocate for spousal support, recorded this message from Argentina, where he has recently retired to.
My name is Jorge Chedick. I retired very recently from the United Nations after 30 years. And one of the elements that allowed me to have a successful career was the support of my family, particularly my wife. And that is very important because our career, with the elements of mobility, the elements of moving around and living and interacting in different cultures, make it very difficult for our family to put up with all these demands. So I always committed myself to providing the best support I could from the managerial positions I had to the spouses and the rest of the families of the UN system in all my duty stations. The last one I had, which led me to have a strong relationship with NYLESA, was as director of the United Nations Office for South-South Cooperation and envoy of the Secretary General. I was posted in New York in 2015, and Banu, my wife, joined immediately upon our arrival. And after some time, also based on the background of her being president and founder of NYLESA in both Peru and Brazil, she in turn was elected president of NYLESA. And not just because of that relationship, but in part because of it, I deepened my relationship and my collaboration with NYLESA, and I'm very proud to say it was one of the highlights of the collaborations I could have during my tenure in New York.
Our thanks to Jorge. I introduce Rachel Cohen, Director of Common Threads, with whom NYLESA partnered in the 6 days of gender-based violence program last year. Earlier, I asked Rachel, how would you rate your experience working with NYLESA? And secondly, what is your advice to our members looking to work in local NGO space as volunteers?
Thank you so much, Soraya. And I'm delighted to congratulate NYLESA on this wonderful 10th anniversary. I have been the beneficiary of the enormous talents and dedication that are apparent in the members of NALISA. It was my honor to be able to collaborate with NALISA last year on this beautiful event commemorating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, amplifying unheard voices. And we noted that when we say unheard voices, it's not only the victims of gender-based violence that are silenced, but often actually the dedicated accompanying spouses of UN workers as well. I myself was an accompanying spouse some years back for 6 years, accompanying my spouse to Geneva, Switzerland, where I wish I had had the kind of experience that this NALISA has created for New York spouses. What I want to say about the extraordinary experience that I've had with NALISA, the members have contributed enormously to our organization as an NGO. They have been professional. They have been committed and passionate about the work that we do. And really what I want to say is that they contribute as vital staff members, whether or not they are paid. I've had an extraordinary experience with Vesna Golic, one of the members, who is really co-leading the organization with me as a quote unquote volunteer, but could not be a more forceful leader or staff member really in our organization, has made all the difference. Yen Nguyen, Soraya King, Ruantika Giganaj, who is now just joining us. These are all people with exceptional talents who are making fundamental contributions to our organization. And I really encourage NALISA members to take advantage of the many needs of NGOs in the New York area who can make just incredible use of your talents towards missions that that we share together and making the world a better place together. So I am deeply grateful for the contributions of NALISA members to our organization and to the many other organizations that benefit from their talents in this area. So congratulations, NALISA. May you continue to thrive and grow and make beautiful contributions as you have been doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel, for your warm words, warm, kind words. I now have the pleasure of introducing Henrietta De Beer, Chief HR Policy, ICSE UNHQ, who shared these words of wisdom.
The other issue that I would like to highlight with regards to spousal support is that we very much align to the principle that when the organization hires a staff member, the organization is hiring not just that staff member, but is hiring the unit, the staff member who comes with the family. And that's why the staff rules and regulations of the UN do recognize spouses as dependents, and very much so its compensation package and its conditions of service to give recognition to that. So recognizing that spouses are part of the deal, if I may use that terminology, spousal support could also be one form of a value proposition for the UN as an employer of choice. And by spousal employment, I could give many examples, but I'll just give a few because I know my time is very limited. Enabling work permits by addressing these in standard basic agreements, providing training, including spouses in training and mentoring programs, providing volunteer programs that give spouses an opportunity to get exposure and experience. How do you write a CV? Getting the business partners to also take account of the skills, do some skills mapping of spouses, and so that they can also be part of talent pools and part of a roster in case the organization does need any expertise that is available amongst the spouse population. And with that, I'd like to thank you again for this opportunity, and I look forward to further collaboration with NYLESA. Thank you, and wish you all the best.
Great, thank you very much. I'm going to do one more shout out to see if Mr. David Beerfield is with us. If not, we will continue our program and hopefully he can join us when he can. No? Okay. Thank you to all our partners, advocates, and speakers for your kind words. To you all, thank you for your encouraging words and advice. And yes, we've had quite a ride, but our journey as NYLESA is not over. As we, like the rest of the world, adjust to the new normal, whatever that brings, I have no doubt that NYLESA will be on the front line, finding new ways and activities to keep our members on top of their game from a career perspective and socially engaged. However, for any steering committee to work successfully, we need you, our members, and we need to work as a team. We are only as good as the information, feedback, interaction that we get from you. We have seen time and time again from our video presentation that memorable experiences are made when you engage. The 2021 SE is currently working hard, reconnecting with our partners with our outreach program. We are actively trying to engage UNDP, UNHQO, UNICEF. In fact, any UN agency that will speak to us will do right now, trying to create formal partnerships. We are reconnecting with lessers globally, looking for ways to partner to have our voices heard and our contributions supported. Locally for NYLESA, the SE are looking to introduce an alumni membership program, reinstate the advisory board, because we have so much talent and historical information that is sitting in our previous chairs, and also relooking at our bylaws to make them more relevant to today, to the changing world. However, all this will require membership buy-in and your membership approval. No doubt we have our work cut out for us, but what we must always remember is to have fun. Before I hand over to Olivier, our MC, and I might get emotional, so please do excuse me, I would like to thank the following. To our members, past and current, thank you. Thank you for participation, volunteering, and support of NYLESA and its various activities. Thank you for contributing to our 10-year journey with your pictures and your memories. To our partners in all different areas, thank you for your contributions and support. To the 10-year team, there are no words sufficient enough to express my personal gratitude for a job well done. We did it. To Yen, who designed, created, and put the video together, thank you. Olivier, over to you.
Thank you, Soraya. Take a deep breath in. What an emotion. I'm sharing your emotion. I am sharing your emotion. And sorry, I am going a little bit out of the of the text because it's the more I see all your faces, the more I have memories coming to my mind. And it is amazing to think that it's already 10 years that NYLESA exists. I joined NYLESA in 2011, just a few months after the creation. And as I always said, at that time, I really didn't want to be in touch with expatriate. And it was very difficult for me to join the coffee gathering because that was not my goal. I wanted to be with locals. And my life changed. As soon as I joined the coffee gathering, my life changed. And here we are, guys. Sorry, I allow myself to tell you guys, I know it's not very posh to say that, but I think we are a family. We are a beautiful family. And it's great to see people all around the world, old friends, and we are still all together. So thank you. And now I am back to the program, to our distinguished guests, partner, current and former members. Thank you for attending and sharing our journey. This marks the end of the formal presentation. However, there is a surprise. If you have time for some fun, please join us for our NYLESA quiz and for our membership lucky draw. So give us 2 minutes and we will start this fun activity all together.